Katie Ashley here to answer your questions for the hashtag Ask Katie. So let's get started. There were over 100 and something questions. It was so hard to choose 10. I wish I could have answered every single one of them. There's several that kind of went together that I'll also address. One's about Jacob's Ladder, Vicious Cycle in a separate video. But here we go. First question I wanted to answer was from Ann Myers. Hi Ann. Ann asks, have you ever wanted to go back and change any parts of your book after it's published? You know, I'm a perfectionist, so there's always going to be something that I want to change, but after 3 years, I would really love to go back to the proposition and give Aiden and Emma some more time, maybe show some more parts, of their relationship instead of it kind of happening so fast. Just some more scenes of their relationship growing, I guess, if there was anything I could really change. Really the only one I can think of, besides tiny things, would be the proposition. So that's a great question. Thanks. Okay, Sharon Courtney, hi Sharon to you too, asked, if you could live the life of one of your characters from your book for a month, who would it be and why? I think that's such a cool question. I would love to live the life of a lot of my characters, but if I had to pick one, it would be Abby Renard from Music of the Heart, because in the shower and at karaoke, I think I can sing very well, but the truth is that I'm mediocre at best. But I think it would be so amazing to get to travel the country and the world, entertaining audiences. She's also had such a cool life as the daughter of a missionary, so she's lived around the world, so she's had some amazing life experiences, and I think that would be pretty cool. And I mean, let's face it too, getting to be married to a hottie like Jake Slater would be pretty awesome for a month. And she's got 2 amazing kids, so she's got an amazing life. So yeah, I would have to be Abby Renard if I was going to be anybody. Okay, the next question comes from Jody Ridgway Nicholson, and she asks, who was your inspiration to be a writer? Oh gosh, if I had to say one person, it is Harper Lee of To Kill a Mockingbird. And we're saying To Kill a Mockingbird, we're not even going to talk about Go Set and Watch, whatever that is, because we're not going there. But when I read To Kill a Mockingbird for the first time in the 8th grade, I did not go gaga over it like I am now. But when rereading it in college, and then when I taught it to my 8th graders, something within me just, opened up. And I just aspired. When I wrote my first novel, it's called The Road to Damascus. It's a literary fiction novel. I aspired to be Harper Lee. I wanted those beautiful lines of metaphors and similes and personification and just beautiful figurative language that someone could read a line and be touched by it. And I always want to aspire to have diversity like she did, to maybe there be some kind of message within a book that gives someone hope. I mean, it overall is such, it's just an amazing book. So if I had to say, it would be Harper Lee, hands down, without a doubt. Okay, next question comes from Michelle Surtees. And it's a 2-parter, and in fact, in an outtake, I said a 2-potter, but it kind of makes sense when you hear me say it. She asks, but I will allow it, and you'll see why. Okay, she asks, who is your all-time favorite Harry Potter character? And that would be Harry, without a doubt. I know it should be Hermione, right? Girl power. But I feel a strong affinity with Harry. He's an orphan. I'm an adult orphan. He's had to endure so much. He's got, a great support system. And who doesn't want to be like a hero, So yeah, Harry Potter he's amazing. But anyway, the other point of her question was, if you could write one of the great classics, what would it be? And this kind of piggybacks with the last question about which writer made me want to become an author. And if I could rewrite, I'm going to tell you, if To Kill a Mockingbird could be on my list of books written, I'd be a happy camper. Just mwah. Okay, Tina Lane asks, you're hosting a dinner party and your guests are 3 authors who inspired you to start writing. Who are they and why? Oh gosh, just 3? Can't we have this huge great dinner party with a 20, one of those long tables that you see in movies? Anyway, okay, if I had to pick 3, Well, you probably know I'm going to pick Harper Lee, but that's just to go without saying. The other two I would pick would be J.K. Rowling because, oh my God, Harry Potter. You could almost say enough said, but I just like with Harry, I feel such a great affinity with J.K. Rowling for what she went through because losing her mother influenced her writing, and I can totally say the same thing about me. And she just had to endure so many hardships, and she just kept at it and kept going. And you know, it was a long, arduous 4-year journey for the proposition to come out and to have success. There were many books before, and many rejections, and many hardships that came before. So, you know, of course, I'm not in her, you know, realm of success, but you know, having a little success is nice too. The other author would have to be Shakespeare. Oh my gosh, yeah, I got to bring him back from the dead. Shakespeare has influenced my writing. He influenced my teaching. I think he's great at, you know, what I want to incorporate in a book, which, you know, it's usually, even in his tragedies, he can have humor, he can have light moments, and there's romance, and there's just a lot of fabulous things that we still use today from his book. So yeah, I got to sit down with Harper Lee, J.K. Rowling, and Shakespeare. And if we could have someone just stop in for dessert, let's throw in Stephen King. I'm not a great reader of his, but his book on writing changed my life. Writers read on writing. Preview. Tia Blakely asks, is there an author that you would like to work for? I find writer partnerships the most amazing thing in the world. As a control freak, only child person, I couldn't ever really see myself doing it because I just have a control. But if I had the opportunity, I think sitting down with J.R. Ward would be amazing. I love the Black Dagger Brotherhood. I love how well she writes men. I think it would be, you know, wonderful to get to sit down in her mind. I mean, you just have to like listen to her and read her insider's guide on the Black Dagger Brotherhood because it is fantastic. I think it would be great to get to sit down with her for a young adult book. I would love to be as deep as Laurie Halse Anderson. I just think she's amazing, and to write you know, something that's so profound. I taught her novel Speak to my students for a couple of years, so to have that effect on young people would be really cool. But yeah, J.R. Ward, that would be awesome because, you know, teensy. Karen Wojcik, I hope I didn't mess up your last name, asks, when you finished your first book, how did you decide which way you would go with it, publishing wise, self or with a publisher? The first book I ever wrote was The Road to Damascus, which is a Southern literary fiction. And yes, I did approach agents. I approached publishers, and that didn't go very well. And then I wrote a young adult novel called The Guardians after reading Twilight. And I approached agents, and this time I actually got my materials requested. Nobody wanted to read The Road to Damascus. I had a really sucky query letter too. And after that, I wrote The Won't Hate the Player, which got me an agent, which got me an almost book deal with Penguin, who I'm with now. And then it didn't happen. Then my agent left the business. I got another agent. I wrote Jules the Bounty Hunter. I got agented again, and I almost sold again, and I didn't. And that was in the summer of 2012. And I had just really, I was done. I just wanted someone to read my books. And so I wrote The Proposition, put it out on October 30th, and the rest is history. Marie Cheney Jeffers asks a great question too. What's your genre of choice when you pick a book for your own reading pleasure? That is the thing. If you could see all of my office right now, you can. It's sort of all in, still I just moved 3 weeks ago, so it's sort of kind of getting there. But I have a wall of bookcases over here. And if you looked at it, there would be young adult, there would be nonfiction, there would be books from when I was teaching, anthologies of great literature from American and British literature. So I read everything pretty much. Lately it's probably going to be a baby book about baby development since I've had the baby. I love to reread books a lot of times. My go-to reread is Black Dagger Brotherhood, To Kill a Mockingbird. Those are just, books that I will totally go back to read several times. But I do love the romance genre. I love to read my contemporaries books, but I also really, really love to read nonfiction. I'm a nerd, and especially if I'm researching a book, like when I was writing Vicious Cycle, I was reading the biographies of Sonny Barger and other guys who had been in MC clubs. I also, to write Bishop's book, had to read a lot about undercover agents in MC clubs. And for Drop Dead Sexy, which is coming up, finally, I have read a lot of what I jokingly call funeral home engineering books. Books by morticians and undertakers and coroners, so that I can adequately capture the life of a small town coroner and mortician. So yeah, nonfiction is great for me, and I do love romance, but I've been an avid reader since I was a child, and you put it in front of me pretty much and I'll read it. So great question. Josephine Reeds asks, I love hearing this from different authors, so I'd like to know what your writing process is like and how do you go about the actual writing? I am the ultimate and complete pantser. I do not outline. I have a blurb usually because I release that before I release the book, but most of the time it's all up here in this crazy mind of mine. I can hear a song, watch a movie, hear a conversation, a story might come to me, scenes might come to me, and I'm so lucky that they're just kind of emblazoned in my mind. Like, I don't have to get up in the middle of the night and write them down if I have a thought. It's there with me in the morning when I wake up as well. So it's just like seared into my brain. The shower, going out for walks, great places, get some tunes in. Characters just start speaking, scenes start coming. My writing process is usually, I'm in deadline hell. I work best under pressure. I even did working best under pressure when I was a teacher. And, if it's coming down to the 11th hour, that's when some of the greatest scenes of mine have come out. So I would love to be one of those writers who could write a book and have it done and it to be all wonderful, but that's not who I am. And, I usually write everywhere. I do have an office, but usually with my laptop, I take it all around the house. And, I love to go to cabins, go to the mountains to write. The mountains are my muse, really, that gets that cooking. But yeah, I wish I was one of those cool writers that have like the plot boards and Post-its everywhere and look really cool like that. But sadly, no, it's all up here, which is a scary, scary place. Okay, so last question, and as you can see, I look a little different than I did in the other part of the interview because this is day 2. This is how I usually look during the week. I don't have on makeup. I probably usually have my hair up. I'm sporting my professional kilt inspector shirt from when I was in Scotland for book signing. But this is to wrap it up question-wise. Tanya McLean asks, do you people watch for character story research, like sitting at restaurants, cafes, etc., and just watching the passing brigade of people for their mannerisms, hot bodies, yeah, facial expressions, and stuff like that? The truth is that I don't know if I so much people watch, but I listen. Like, you never know when you're having a conversation with me and you tell a story when that's going to end up in one of my books having influenced me. It could be a story I heard 15 years ago. It could be a story I heard yesterday, and it's going to make an impression on me. So, yeah, if I see some hot guy out there, he might make it into a book. But people watching per se, not so much. But definitely storytelling. So, I'm from the South. Oral history is huge, and gathering everybody around and telling stories. So you have to be careful what you say around me because you never know. You might end up in a book. But I just want to thank everybody for asking questions. Like I said, there was 140 fabulous ones. I wish I could have answered each and every one of yours. There were a lot that were lumped together. A lot of you wanted to know about Jacob's Ladder. It is coming. I promise. I've been under contract with Penguin. I had a very difficult time being pregnant, and now I have a newborn. I've moved. But it's definitely coming. Most likely, Eli's book will come out either in January or February of 2016. And Gabe's book will follow. I know exactly what's going to happen in them, so I'm very excited. In fact, Gabe's book might do a spinoff with some sisters. We never know. So, You know, I know a lot of you ask about that. Drop Dead Sexy is coming in December. I'm so excited to finally get to write that. 3 years ago, I put the blurb up on Goodreads and it's taken a while. I have a surprise, as you will see coming today or tomorrow, about the Proposition series. It's coming out at the end of this month. And, you know, I want to thank you guys for being my readers and staying with me. I know it's been a year since I've had an independent title out, so I hope you're ready for some more books from Katie Ashley, because they're coming.